What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the LTQ Wrestling Podcast. Let's get right into it. John Cena's final match. We all watched it, or at least I hope we did. I'm rocking the John Cena hoodie. I wore it to work last night. Everybody was talking about his final match versus Gunther. And overall, I thought Saturday night's main event was a little disappointing. The Oba and Cody match I thought could have went a little bit longer. I know they were short on time. It's Saturday night's main event. They got an exclusive, 2-hour window. But that match kind of disappointed me. So Ruka and Bailey wasn't bad. I actually enjoyed that match. And the tag team match didn't really get a lot of time either. So I thought, they're going to get a ton of time in this main event, which they did. And it's getting a lot of mixed reviews, obviously. And look, Gunther winning for me, I don't mind it. I predicted it. I've been telling all my friends and coworkers, like, Gunther's going to beat Cena. And some of them were like, no, Cena has to win his final match. It's been a thing in wrestling for decades that a wrestler usually loses on their way out. They put somebody over on the way out. Kurt Angle did that with Baron Corbin. A lot of fans hated Baron Corbin. I mean, they already hated him before that. They hated him. And now Gunther's getting a lot of hate. I mean, there were people following him to his tour bus, chanting F you, Gunther, go away. And look, everybody can be mad at Gunther. Gunther's not the ones writing the script. He's not the creative. You can be mad at Gunther all you want. But if you're irritated about Cena losing or Cena tapping out, be mad at WWE Creative and Triple H. They're the ones who booked it. It might have been John Cena's idea for all we know. He wanted to put somebody over on the way out. And look, I get why some fans are mad. Okay, Cena's the never give up. You can't see me hustle, loyalty, respect. That's the one thing he's lived on his entire career is the never give up persona. The I will never give up. He's tapped before in his career. It was before he really became like the face of the company, PG Cena, where Super Cena was, happening every week and all that. Now, for him to tap out is interesting. I thought he was personally going to tap out because I remember Gunther doing the promo on Raw where he was like, I'm going to make Cena give up. He did say he's going to make Cena give up, but I thought it was going to be more of like, okay, Cena just passes out. He kind of gives up in that kind of way. For him to tap out and do this with a smile on his face is very interesting to me. And I don't know if there was a certain message behind it of like, Cena's giving up. This is his last hurrah, his last match. He has nothing left to give. He's finally given up. I think that's kind of the message they were trying to give. And a lot of fans just didn't really receive it that way. And I think WWE thought that fans were going to be more happy with the ending of like, okay, Cena, we know he's on his way out. He tapped out. He lost. But they were not happy. The live crowd booed immediately. Triple H came out there. He received boos. He was getting FU Triple H, BS. We want Vince, AEW. I mean, there was all kinds of chants going on towards Triple H. And look, Triple H has not made a lot of good booking decisions over the last few months. I mean, between Jey Uso winning a world title and the whole Cena to heel turn, which, I mean, I think that's more The Rock than Triple H. But it's just the booking's been just kind of lazy for Triple H. I've been a Triple H guy for like, years because I was a huge fan of the way he booked NXT. I loved the black and gold era and the way he made matches and everything. I don't see that Triple H anymore. I see a guy who is just going to do what he do. The ratings are going to still be the same. People are still going to pay these high ticket prices. They're breaking numbers still. I believe Cena's final match attendance was like the biggest they've ever had in that type of arena. Like Triple H and WWE just don't care. And fans got to realize this. And again, I'm not mad Gunther won because he should win. There's fans out there complaining on comments I'd be seeing like, how could Gunther win this match? Cena needs to win. Why? It would do nothing for Cena to win this match. Nothing. He's the greatest of all time already. It does nothing for his career. For Gunther, he retired Goldberg. He's retired Cena. They're strapping the rocket on Gunther if they haven't already and pushing this guy to be the top heel in the promotion. And look, if their goal is to make Gunther the most hated heel in the world and have fans, which are already started to do, like I said, following his tour bus, chanting F you Gunther, all that, then they accomplished that because he's going to be like pretty much on the same level of when Roman Reigns ended the Undertaker's or beat the Undertaker wrestling, not ended his streak, but became a second loss in the streak. I mean, Reigns was getting booed out the building that night. And I think Gunther is obviously going to be on that level. I think fans are going to hate Gunther like they hated Baron Corbin. And hell, it might even be more hate than what Baron Corbin had. Fans are going to be booing Gunther. You're going to hear F you Gunther chants every week on Raw. And if WWE is smart, they take in that heat and just make him a full-on, I don't give a damn heel. I made your favorite tap out. You don't like it. I don't care. If they do that, then this is a genius move. But if they have Gunther kind of go off in the, no man's land and he's not really doing anything important and he's just kind of there, then this is all just a waste. And unfortunately for Triple H's booking, that's kind of been the case with a lot of stuff. He'll do something, but he won't pay it off correctly, or he'll take forever to pay it off, or there's just no payoff. Like, look at Jey Uso when he speared Roman Reigns through the table and cost him against Bronson Reed. There's been like no follow-up towards that. And you would have thought that would have been a big storyline in the War Games match or just in the weeks ahead, and nothing happened. It's just kind of like, okay, well, we want Bronson Reed to get a win over Reigns, but we don't want to have him get a clean win over him. So, Jay, you just accidentally spear him through a table, and we'll just have him beat him. Like, Triple H has to follow up here. And listen, I was emotional watching John Cena's final match like all of you were. Did it feel a little weird after he tapped out and then just all the fans were just booing and not really taking in the moment? They were more irritated than celebrating. Yes, it just, to me, it took away from his final moments in the wrestling ring. But again, fans, a lot of WWE fans that go to the shows are casual fans. A lot of them don't even know Gunther. Leon Slater came out there and he got no reaction, which is sad because Leon Slater is one of the young up-and-coming stars in the wrestling business. That kid, him and Javon Evans, both being 21 and that good is just insane. But a lot of the fans that go to these shows are casual fans. They don't understand the business. They don't understand putting anybody over. They just think they're always going to get a happy ending no matter what. And no matter what happens, Cena and Reigns and all these top guys are always going to win. And they're going to continue to just dominate. And they're going to be around forever. And they should never lose to a new, wrestler on the promotion. That's just not reality. Like, there's two issues that fans are saying. And I just can't agree with the Gunther should have lost this match. No. It would do nothing for Cena to win that. Like I said, it just does nothing. So for those fans, and some of y'all might be watching and have that same opinion, no, Cena should not have won the match. Just no chance. It's his final match. You put somebody over on the way out. That's the way the wrestling business has always worked. Now, I'm not saying there can't be instances where somebody wins the retirement match. Maybe if he faced somebody like Edge, he could have won it. But he's facing, and Gunther's not a young guy. He's 37, but he's a on the rise type of wrestler in the promotion. And WWE, I keep calling it promotion, but you know what I mean, WWE. And, they're obviously building Gunther to be one of the top guys in the promotion along with Braun Breaker, Oba Femi. They have handpicked the guys, and you could probably throw Jacob Fatu into that list as well, of guys that they want to be the future faces and that take over for Cena and that take over for Roman Reigns. I mean, there's already been reports that they see Braun Breaker as the next Roman Reigns. So if you're going to do that, you got to have them get wins over legends like Cena, like Goldberg. And now Brock's retiring potentially at next year's SummerSlam. Does he face Gunther? We'll have to see. But I don't have an issue with Gunther winning. It's weird seeing Cena submit. I get the message of it. We'll have to see what the follow-up is with Gunther and what the next feud is going to be for him. Do I see him going after Punk's world title? Maybe. I mean, Punk did beat him, so maybe he goes, I beat John Cena. I want my rematch against CM Punk. But they are doing CM Punk and Braun Breaker, so I don't know if that really fits into that. It's just right now tough for me to see what's next for Gunther after this match because Raw is just kind of low on main event talent right now. And with Rollins' injury, it really hurts it. Jay's getting taken out of the singles competitive scene, at least for now, unless he does a turn. So it's looking pretty bleak. So we'll have to see. But to John Cena, you got to appreciate everything he's done for the business. I've said over and over again, if you guys watch the podcast consistently, I've gave Cena his flowers. I've not always been a Cena fan. Me and Tears both will tell you we have not always been Cena supporters. QJ always has been. That's his wrestler. That's his guy. He is a Cena diehard, one of the biggest Cena diehards I've ever known in my life, which that's loyalty. And, you got to appreciate that from QJ. He never turned on Cena. He never said, oh, screw this guy, Super Cena, all that. He does have a viewpoint of understanding, unlike a lot of fans of like, okay, this is what Cena did that annoyed a lot of people. I understand that. So shout out to QJ for that. But Cena's had a hell of a career. I do think this is the end for John Cena. I don't think John Cena's going to be one of the wrestlers who come out of retirement in 3 years. I do really think he's done. He doesn't need the money. He's got tons of money. He can go do other things, whether that's acting or maybe investing in other companies or making his own company, or maybe he just wants to chill at home with his wife for a few months and just have finally some time off to just relax. Sometimes you don't ever get that, and you do, and it's like, damn, like I get to actually enjoy my life now. I don't have to worry about WWE calling me or anything. So we'll have to see. Obviously, Cena's signing an ambassador deal with WWE for 5 years, so he's still going to be involved with the company. He'll still make appearances here and there. He won't be wearing his wrestling uniform or anything like that, but he'll still be around. I feel like some fans are taking it as like he's just never going to appear in WWE again. He'll be back. WWE always has legends appear, especially if you can make the money like John Cena can, Undertaker. I mean, they're going to have you on every big show, whether it's appearing on WrestleMania as like a host or whatever, or Raw occasionally popping in just to do a segment. Cena will still be involved in the WWE, and that's always a good thing. He's one of the pillars of that company for the last 20 years. Now, I will say I didn't like the way Cena did interviews. I do think he kind of came off as kind of like getting mad about certain questions. He didn't really want to answer a lot of stuff, and then he would like kind of word around it. It was just kind of weird how he did that. But all in all, I think it was a successful retirement year for John Cena. Could it have went better? I can't even get that sentence out. Could it have went better? There you go. Yes, absolutely. But you can say that for everything. I mean, any wrestler or athlete will say, could my final season or year went better in certain aspects? Yes. John Cena, all in all, though, I think he would be happy with the way his final year in WWE, his retirement year went. Obviously, the heel turn had a lot of mixed reactions. His final match and him tapping out had a lot of mixed reactions. But all in all, he should be proud of his career, the impact he's had on many fans, including myself, especially a lot of the younger audience, and even the next generations to come. People my age and younger and older will tell their kids about John Cena and the impact he had on a lot of people's lives, whether that was the Make-A-Wish stuff or, the never give up. A lot of people put that in their personal life, so the never give up, the hustle, loyalty, and respect. A lot of people followed that, motto. It's just, he's had such a huge impact, and it was really sad to hear him say, like, yeah, a lot of people are going to forget about me in a month. This obviously today's society is a lot of what's happening today and kind of forget yesterday type stuff. But there's fans out there who are never going to forget John Cena no matter what. He's had that much of an impact. And even if you've had a mixed relationship with John Cena as a fan, you appreciate everything he's done for WWE and wrestling in general, because he really carried WWE through some periods where they were really struggling. And Vince needed that top guy. And he was making merch, and he could be that baby face you could put against anybody. Did Cena have some flaws? Absolutely. As human beings, we all have flaws. Did he bury a few wrestlers? Yes. Did he bury the Nexus? Yes. But you can go through any wrestler who's ever wrestled in their career and point out something they did that wasn't right or didn't go the way they hoped or whatever the case. But he's the greatest of all time for a reason. There will never be another John Cena. And now we got a brace for AJ Styles retiring next year, for Brock Lesnar potentially retiring next year, for Chris Jericho coming back and retiring in 2026. So, we're saying goodbye to a lot of wrestlers that have been around for, like, I'm 26. For people who around my age, these are wrestlers that have been around for, our entire time as wrestling fans. I mean, I started watching wrestling in 2008. So Cena's been there since the beginning. AJ Styles was the guy in TNA at that time. Chris Jericho was doing some of his best work. So for my whole time as a WWE fan or pro wrestling fan, those guys have always been around. So shout out to Cena. Let me know what you thought about him and Gunther down below. Make sure to like and subscribe for more wrestling content. We will try to get some more podcasts out. The scheduling's making it really difficult, so we'll try to get that going. Peace.